Saskia Nugent. Welcome to Food Pantry Fine Dining. Today I'm gonna make pumpkin French toast. Sounds overwhelming, it's actually really easy. So one of the things that I got from the open door is this gorgeous multi-grain, it's called Good Seed bread. And so we're gonna take 4 slices, which would be enough to feed 2 people. We're gonna set those aside. Behind me, I actually have some butter melting in a cast iron pan. It doesn't have to be a cast iron pan. You can use whatever kind of pan you want. I just happen to like a cast iron pan. So I'm gonna take the bread, I'm gonna set it aside. What I'm going to mix together to make the batter is I'm going to take 1 egg, which I've already added to the bowl. I'm going to add a cup of milk. I'm using 2%. This is what they were offering at the open door. But if you got whole milk or you want to use heavy cream, go right ahead. And so about a cup. I'm going to add some vanilla extract, just a splash. If you want to measure it, I would use about a teaspoon. I'm going to add a dash of nutmeg. Again, if you want to measure it, it would be about a 1/4 teaspoon. Then I'm going to add some cinnamon, about a 1/2 teaspoon. So with this, I'm actually going to mix these together. You want to open up that egg yolk and you want to fully incorporate it into the milk. Awesome. So one of the other things they did give us is the 1 pie pumpkin, which is just non-sweetened pumpkin puree. The only ingredient in here is pureed pumpkin. And I have about 1/2 cup, which I'm going to add with my finger. You can use a spoon, but I'm going to take it, I'm just going to add it right into this egg mixture. And I'm going to stir. Now, the next part is optional. Some people don't like to pre-sweeten their batter. I like to add a little bit of sweetener to it. So first of all, the color is absolutely gorgeous. If that doesn't look like fall, it makes me just want to run right outside and roll in the leaves face first. So I'm going to add just a little bit, and I will use a spoon like a civilized human being. I'm going to add just a little bit of confectioner sugar to this. I'm going to add about a tablespoon. That's just going to add just a little bit of sweetness. And you're done. That's it. So now you want to check your pan. Make sure that the butter is melted, which it is. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit so that when the bread hits it, it doesn't just soak up the butter. It actually sears it off and starts to make it nice and crispy on the outside. What French toast basically becomes is a bread custard because the egg and the sugar and the milk all cook with the bread inside the bread while the outside sears and you get that crispy outside. That's why you get that really soft, ooey gooey inside with French toast. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna dip the pieces of the bread into the pumpkin batter and add them to the pan. And we're gonna do these one at a time. So for now, I'm just going to do 2 pieces of bread so we don't get overwhelmed. So I'm going to start with 1, and I'm going to add it right into the pan. There you go. Listen to that sizzle. Woo! So here we go. Piece number 2. Dipped on both sides. And then you can add it to the pan. You can use a spatula for this if you want. But because of the bread in the batter, it does get a little bit slippery, so it's just easier for me to use my hands. So at this point, you're going to give each piece a couple minutes in the pan. While it's on one side in the pan, I'm going to move this stuff aside, and I'm going to show you the awesome special topping we're going to use, which is it's maple syrup. Just to be clear. And you can use honey, you can use nothing, you can use powdered sugar, but I'm going to use maple syrup. But I'm not going to just use maple syrup. I'm going to make the maple syrup, and I'm going to make it fun. So I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of maple syrup, and guess what I'm going to add it to? A mason jar. You know why? because I'm going to shake it up. So I'm going to add half a cup of maple syrup to the mason jar. Squeeze that right in. And what's cool is when you get mason jars these days, a lot of them have measurements right on the side. So you can also measure what you're making. This is actually a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. So I'm actually going to stop there because we're good. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of orange juice to it. Again, you can use honey and do the same thing. You could put honey in there and add orange juice right to it. Do the exact same thing. Then I'm going to add a little bit more nutmeg and a little bit more cinnamon. Again, dashes, so 1/4 teaspoon if necessary, if you really want to measure it out. I'm going to shake those together in the mason jar. Look at that color. It's beautiful. That French toast smells like it's ready. I think I'm going to flip it. So you want to be careful when you flip them. You're going to turn it towards the edge of the pan very quickly, like so. There you go. Same with the other one. There you go. Now again, we're going to give this 2 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to get our plates ready. One of the things you can do while the French toast is cooking is you could slice some fresh fruit and you could put that on top as well if you'd like. In this case, I'm just going to do the French toast. If you want to get really crazy though, you could add whipped cream, you could add ice cream, you could add ice cream and whipped cream, you could add caramel sauce, you could add fresh fruit. French toast basically becomes the base for anything incredible. So I think we're done. We're going to go ahead and look at the beautiful caramelization around the edge. The one thing is you want to make sure is that you let it cook through properly because you have raw egg. So give each side 2 minutes, but if it still seems like it needs a little bit more time, give it a minute, let it brown all the way. You know when it's done when the outside edges are browned properly. So we're going to take this out of the pan. We're going to shut our pan off. Now, we're going to add some of the beautiful mixture of maple syrup and orange juice. Drizzle that right over the top. And then finish with just a little bit of powdered sugar and another little pinch of cinnamon. And then we're going to run as fast as we can to the table and we're going to eat this. So I got to go. This thing is calling my name and I can't wait to see you again for episode 7. This is Food Pantry Fine Dining. Thanks again. See you soon.